Welcome to the Pair Affair today. In today's topic, in today's story that we're going to refer to and talk about is called The Group of Frogs, and it's about encouragement. It's a wonderful story, and we all need encouragement in our lives. And as we go and look at the story and look at what's important, look at things that we think that, are going to encourage us, and there's a different little slant on how people can encourage you. There's always a way that people can encourage you, but you have to look for it. So let me begin with a summary of the story. As a group of frogs was traveling through the woods, two of them fell into a deep pit. When the other frogs crowded around the pit and saw how deep it was, they told the frogs that there was no hope left for them. However, the two frogs decided to ignore what the others were saying, and they just proceeded to try and jump out of the pit. Despite their efforts, the group of frogs at the top of the pit were still saying that they should just give up, that they would never make it out. Eventually, one of the frogs took heed to what the others were saying. He gave up, falling to his death. The other frog continued to jump as hard as he could. Again, the crowd of frogs yelled at him to stop the pain and just die. He jumped even harder and finally made it out. When he got out, the other frogs said, Did you not hear us? The frog explained to them that he was deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the whole time. Wow. And as I look at this story, and it's this cute story, very cute, very realistic about how, as we go through people's words can have a big difference on how, how others live. Um, I have to be really careful. And today I excuse me, I have to be really careful in with my words. They're like a sword. I can use them to encourage people, or I can tear them down. And before I speak, or as I try to encourage myself, and as we look at this story, sometimes you have to act like you can't hear people and what they're saying to you. Sometimes it's better not to hear what people have said, or are going to say things about you, because sometimes you'll start believing these things. Just like they had two frogs in that well. One heard the other people say, "Just stop. That's not going to happen. Give up. You're not going to get out of there." But the other one said, I'm just going to keep jumping and see what happens. I'm going to keep after it. I'm not going to give up." And then I ask myself, and I look at the story, which one are you, George? Are you the one that's going to give up? Or are you the one that's going to continue to keep jumping? And as I crank up my voice recorder and I record this podcast, that voice that always comes to my mind, say, it's okay. Just looked at my YouTube, views or whatever, just to see if anyone's listening. And I was like, oh, someone's out there listening. The views are going up. So thank you very much for listening and spending time with us. But as we get back to our story, you have to figure out, which frog are you? Are you that frog that's going to listen to people and let them determine your life? Are you that frog that's going to say, you know what? I'm deaf. I can't hear what you're saying. I think the words that are coming out of your mouth are encouraging. And that's how I look at things. I look at negativity. I don't hear it. I really don't hear it. But if words, it's like that old Charlie Brown. If you watch Charlie Brown, those cartoons, and the teacher's talking in the back, and she's just and it's making a bunch of noise. You don't know what she's saying. We really don't know what she's saying. And it's just noise. It's just noise. But you got to continue pushing. You got to continue on your path of greatness. I don't know where you are on your path of greatness. I don't know what you have to accomplish this week, next week, the year after that. But I do know one thing. You're going to have that option of giving up or continuing in whatever you're doing. And the bad thing about it, I can imagine when that frog was in the well, And when the frog did die, those people probably didn't even care. Those frogs, other frogs probably didn't even care if they gave up. They said, "Oh yeah, he didn't have it in him anyway." And I want you to think of all the people that you know that never give up on things. They stay after it when they're tired. And that's what I was telling myself today. I said, I'm extremely tired, but I got to keep pushing. I said anybody can do it when you're well rested and everything. But when you're tired, that's when they're going to see if you really want it bad enough, when you're actually tired. And yesterday I was sitting at lunch with some of my colleagues and love having lunch with them. And they contribute to our podcast so much with their stories and their energy. But they were telling me that some days they go home and they're extremely tired and they just, sit on the couch and they just veg out. And there's other days that they have so much energy, they don't know what to do with themselves. And I'm asking myself, and as I look at what I'm doing, am I jumping high enough? Is my technique okay? Is my energy ever going to run out? I don't know. But I do know one thing. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. Last night I had some technical problems with the podcast. Somehow or another, it just wasn't, I didn't like how it was coming out. But I had to make a decision. Oh, okay, I can record it again, or I could just stay after it. I have to stay after it because the software I'm learning, it's a very, it's over my head at this time. But it's not going to get any better if I run from it. It's going to get better if I learn every little button to push on here to make it sound really, really good. So I have to make a decision once I purchase this software. eh, I can just say, okay, it's too much for me. Or I can say, I'm going to keep jumping. I'm going to keep jumping every day. I'm going to learn something new about it. I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn how to do that. And eventually it's going to be like an old habit. But you have to stay after it. I can imagine that frog who was down at the well and he thought those people were trying to encourage him and they were yelling down there and telling him to give up, and he didn't hear them. And the thing about it, as you are trying to attain your goals, some of the people are going to be very loud with telling you that you can't do it. You will never do it. I still hear people that I went to high school who told me that I would never, ever do anything with my life. And I had a choice. I could either believe them and say, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Or I could say, you know what? Let me prove you wrong. And the bad thing about it, sometimes as we get out of high school and we start working and we're doing other things, you'll bump into these people. You will bump into these people. I remember one time I was at the local grocery store and I thought I saw, how like you're walking down the aisle, but you're just, you have your list of stuff and you're getting your stuff. And I looked up and I thought I saw one of my classmates, but they went around the corner really quickly. And I said, I think that was such and such. I said, nah, that wasn't them. And then I thought about, nah, I think that was them. So I walked down the aisle, I kind of forgot what I was doing on the aisle as I had my list. And then I turned the aisle and they were gone. And I said, nah, how did they disappear so fast? Because in high school, every day, they were telling me that, oh, you're not good enough. You're not this and this. Now I see them and they don't want to tell me anything. I don't understand that. Yeah, when I was all through high school and then I was struggling and struggling and struggling in college and getting through that, now I'm finished with all that stuff. I'm doing all right. I don't hear, oh, you know what? I thought you were going to make it. I was just playing with you. But good thing that I didn't value their opinion. I didn't value their opinion. Not because I didn't have any respect for them. I knew what's inside of me. And that's what you have to do. You're going to have to look inside of you and figure out what you can do. What's important to you? Once you figure that out, it doesn't matter what the next person says to you. It doesn't matter. I was listening to someone else. They were talking about this person who wanted to start this business. And he went from bank to bank to bank to bank. He went to all these different banks. I think he went to like 34 banks. And each one of these banks continued to turn him down and said, whatever you're doing, it's a bad idea. So, all right, whatever you did, it's a bad idea. He went to the 5th bank, 10th bank, 12th bank, 20th bank. They kept turning him down. He finally went to this last bank and they said, that's a great idea. I don't know why anyone else has thought of that. I'm so glad you came to our bank. But he was just waiting for that one yes. He didn't worry about all the other no's in front of him. He had the philosophy he is one yes away from starting his business. How close are you? Because I hate when you get so close to something and then you give up. I'm thinking about some of the things that I came so close to doing, but maybe I gave up too soon. Maybe I was like that frog earlier in my life where I just gave up and people said, it's not going to happen for you. Because people will tell you it's not going to happen for you when you're in that state that you don't think it's going to work out. And they will catch you at an opportunity, cut. They will catch you at a time where you think that you can do it, and they will tell you that you can't do it. But you have to make sure that you don't listen to them. Another thing that you're going to have to do is, and I notice myself, I find these little earplugs. I find these little earplugs that when I put in, when I'm doing my podcast, I put these little earplugs in my ear, not to hear the podcast, but kind of to block out anything else around me. Anyone walking by the building, anyone walking around, and I put these little earplugs in my ears so that I don't hear any negativity. I don't hear people saying, "What are you doing?" Well, you're wasting your time. I would never do that. There's millions of people who are doing what you're doing. What makes you think you're so special? And you have to ask yourself, well, I am special. That's just your opinion. That's your opinion. I'm sorry you feel that way about yourself because a lot of times people will tell you things and they're talking about themselves. They're talking about how they gave up, how they can't do certain things. So when people are telling you that you can't do it, it's because they can't do it. And like I said, we talked about this earlier, after you finish doing it, you don't need to tell that person you did it. You just keep going. You just keep going and keep pushing yourself and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. Because I realize people love when you can't do stuff. They don't like it. They don't like you. Well, I don't think they don't like you. They don't like the fact that you didn't listen to them. You didn't listen to them and tell them to stop jumping higher and jumping higher and jumping higher. So as you go through your day, remember, put your earplugs in. You don't have to hear that noise. I don't have to hear that noise. And if you do hear it, and if you still can hear it with the earplugs, go get some better earplugs. Because you're on a mission. You're on a mission. I don't know what it is. It could be a big one, small one, but don't let people determine what you need to do with your life. Well, once again, thanks again for joining us on the Parafair. It's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank everyone who is emailing us, sending us stuff on Instagram, sending us many suggestions about how to get the show better, how to do things. We're listening. We're listening. We always have people who will say, I wish you could do it this way. I wish you could do it that way. We're listening, but you know what? We have to do it a certain way. I understand. And once again, we want to thank you again for sharing your time with us and supporting us during this time. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again for tuning into the Parafair.